everyone. Today we're going to talk about the task 7.1 notes. We're not going to keep anything on this first page, so we're going to go right to page 2. What I'm going to do is I'm going to give you the definition, tell you what it looks like and the naming convention, and then some common mistakes that you make. We're going to talk about points and then lines and then segments. So first we're going to talk about points. The definition of a point is a location in space with no size or dimension. When you see a point on a graph, it usually looks something like that. That's what it looks like. One thing to notice is that we use capital letters, so it is capital letters only. So that is one important naming convention. And the other thing is when we speak the letter, the way we say it is you will say point P. So this symbol in geometry, this is a symbol and it translates to the word point. When you write it, you just write P. Okay, so that's how we're going to do these. So some common mistakes for points is instead of capital letters, they use lowercase. So there will be no lowercase. That's a mistake that people make if you put in lowercase, that's a mistake. Instead of saying point P, they just say P, but you really want to use the word point. So use the word point, and instead of P, you might write, some people write point P. We don't want to do that. We don't want to put the point. We just write the letter by itself. All right, that's it for points. Now we're going to move on to lines. The definition of a line is a straight connection of points that go on forever in opposite directions. Opposite is very important. What the picture looks like, this is an example of a picture of a line. Notice there's arrows on either end. That's how we know it's a line. It goes on. Sometimes we can use cursive lowercase, so this would be line L. Other times there's points on the line, and we can name the line with using any of these points. So this is the picture. So first, to name it, you may use lower case cursive, right? That is this. So we would say line L. The other way to do it is using your points. You may use any 2 points on the line, and it's written with an arrow over the points. So here, I'm going to go over here just because there's more room. So the ways we could name this line, we could say line L. We could also pick points A, B, and you put a line over it. And you can reverse them. You could also say BA. You can pick any of the points, so you could also do CB or CA. Those are all possibilities. All of these are ways to name this line. And there are more. I'm not going to list them all. These are just examples. You can do any combination, any order. The most common mistake for this is using 3 letters. So you do not use 3 letters. We would never name this line ABC. That's not something I want to see happening, right? We're only going to use 2 letters. You can pick whichever 2 you want, but you have to pick 2 and then stick with it. All right, so that's a line. The next thing we're going to talk about is segments. A segment is a section of a line that stops at 2 endpoints. If we go back to the same picture up here, for the line went on and on. In this line, there are pieces of the line. They're called segments. So if I just zero in on the segments, it would look like this. And in this picture, there are actually 3 segments. There is this segment, which is segment AB, and the way we write it, I'm going to write it in a second, but we put the letters and we do just a straight line. Notice I don't have the little arrows anymore because it's a line. If there's arrows, there's no arrows when it's a segment. I could also do segment BC with the line above it. And then, or there's also this really big giant one, this whole from A to C, and we can call it AC. The order doesn't matter. Order does not matter. So AB, it's also, or you could call it segment BA. All right, so let's get back to that. So we say segment AB. Again, notice how when you say the word, you have to talk about the symbol, right? So it's kind of like when you learn a new language, you translate. You're translating the symbol into words. So we would say, for this, segment AB. So you're going to write the two letters, which are the endpoints. It's important that you use the endpoints with a bar overhead. Okay, I think that's it for these. Common mistakes, again, is we do not use three letters. So you would not say segment ABC. You would not say that. And also no points. So no points on the bar. There's a bar overhead. We just do the bar. You don't have to do these little dots here. It's not necessary. We just want the straight bar like I did in this example. Okay, so the last thing we're going to do is just practice. I'm just going to do this top one for you, and then I'm going to let you try the other ones on your own. Name this segment in as many ways possible. V and P are the endpoints, so I would write V, P with a bar overhead. Now remember what I said was that order doesn't matter, so another way to name this same segment is to name it PV. You start at P and you go to V. This segment, VP, is starting at V and go to P. It's the same physical segment, and so it can be named either way. When we name a line, remember we use two letters. And you can pick any two in any order. Any two in any order. So I could call it line ZT, and remember to signify the difference, it's really important. A segment has no arrows. The line has the arrows on either side. You want to make sure you do that. I could call it ZT, TM, line TM with the arrows above it. I could call it line ZM with the arrows above it. And then I can switch them all around, right? I can switch the order. So TZ, line TZ, line MT, and line MZ. And those are all the different ways. They're all naming this same line that you can name these. So I want you to go ahead and try this. Name as many segments as you can. There's a lot in here. Highlight them one at a time and name them separately. All right, good luck. Thank you for listening. That was 7.1 task, and we'll see you soon. Thank you. Bye. So now